Okay, the quote for today. It's a very important quote. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read or write, but those who cannot learn and unlearn and relearn. What does it mean?
Adopt.
That we must always have
Yeah.
space in ourselves to accommodate new thoughts and to unlearn what we have learned.
By the way, this is by a famous writer and financial guru. His name is Alvin Toffler. It's an excellent, quote. Iqra University, you can say. Beautiful one. You have learned something. Now, new evidence comes in. You unlearn whatever you have learned so far, and you pick up the new evidence and relearn. Now, new evidence comes in. You give that up and learn something new. This should be the theme of your life. Keep on learning new things. Okay, evidence can come from different sources. When you sit in the company of good people, knowledgeable people, evidence comes in. Through primary source, Quran. Okay, each time you read Quran, new evidence comes in. Okay, so you learn that also and implement in your life. And through studies, research papers, you also learn this way. So new evidences are coming in. So this is an excellent quote. So remember this thing. And today's is number 6 lecture. We will have one more before the midterm, right? So whatever we cover till the 7th will be part of midterm. Right? Whatever we cover till the 7th. And I'll make sure that least amount of MCQs are given to you. Because you think MCQs are easy, but you make mistakes. You take it easy, and then that's what, Asim, that's what happens, You keep on smiling and nothing happens. So MCQs, question and answers would be there, or scenarios. How's that? I might give you a scenario. You are a manager somewhere like this, and what would you do? Something like that also. At your level, I want to do this with you. Express yourself freely. Okay? So I might do that also. I might give you a picture or something. Anything, So take your time. It's 2 hours paper. Just don't come out before an hour. Okay? Then they would say, make it hard for them next time. I don't want to do that. I want to make it easy for you. As long as you understand. This is the purpose of our class. To teach you through examples. So that's what I'm doing. Okay? I sometimes bring my personal examples, or sometimes I ask you, because you are working, all of you. So give us some examples. Today's is managerial decision-making process. Okay? Managerial decision-making process, very important. You have to take decision. You cannot keep on completing assignments without taking decisions. If you are a manager, you are required to take decisions. How many of you are at that managerial level, assistant manager? You are? You? Or you are doing this? Okay. Who else? You? Who else? Okay, no problem. You will be there, inshallah. You will have more managers under you, inshallah, one day. So let's start this introduction. Manager's decision value very high, because often these decisions are vitally important for organization and its employees. How is that, Shafkat? How is that possible? So let me rephrase it. What about those managers who are not taking decision? Can you call them really managers? What type of managers would they be? In corporate Pakistan, mostly we call them efficient clerks, not managers. So this was the terminology for those who were in the same position for 30 years as managers. And they would cry, why we are not promoted? Look at you, you are not taking decision at your end. When you take decision at your end, you take risk. When you take risk, you go up or you go out. Either way, but you have to take risk. Then you step into the shoes of a manager, right? Example, hiring the right person at the right time means in most circumstances the company would benefit from the talent. In most circumstances, not all the time. You hire the right person for the right job and it may backfire. This happens. So in most circumstances, hiring the right person for the right job leads to success for the company. Okay. So what are the companies looking for right now in a managerial candidate? What are the things, Bilal, they are looking for? One or two things. You should be able to improvise. Very good. What else, Shafqat?
Sir, you should have the basic information for which the JD he will be educated.
He should be able to fulfill core competency, okay, for which he is being hired. Yes, okay. What else? Yes, Aisha? Next topic, next week would be that, okay? Managers with leadership qualities. Very good. Yes. Because not every manager has these qualities, okay? Decision making, that's important. Introduction. The quality of the decision depends on the manager's knowledge, number one, experience and perceptions of the situation. And I told you we were doing those out-of-box photographs, remember, pictures. That's for the perception, to sharpen your perception. When you see something, there's a stalemate, everyone is like this, you give the opinion. I believe this and this can happen. Example, the higher the knowledge and experience, better he is dealing with diverse situation and vice versa. Okay? He can share his experiences. No, not this way. There is a possibility this thing can be done this way. Yes. Okay. And the right time, for the leader or the CEO to judge your qualities is when in the meeting they ask you for your opinion. So whatever he says, if you say that, you are a safe player. You will stay there. Whatever he's saying is right. Like Asra did. Remember once? Where is she? Yeah. Whatever she did. Right. So that's not the way. Okay. Move forward. Give your opinion. What is the worst that can happen? I told you before going into an interview room for a job, what is the worst thing that can happen to you? Will they murder you? Throw you out of the 11th floor? Disgrace and insult you? Nothing like that. You may not get hired. That's the worst. So if you are able to accept that, you walk in and you will feel comfortable. Same with the presentation. What is the worst thing that will come out? Okay, if you look at the people, they won't be doing this to you, right? Or doing this, right? Don't do that always, okay? So, what else they can do? So look at this picture positively. Okay. One of the most important factors determining the success or failure of the company is management decision. This is very important. What decision to take? Can we increase the production or not? Now you are a factory manager, for example. The CEO is asking you in front of everyone and you don't have an answer for that. Factory manager, by the way, is a director level position. He is running the factory. There are people like that I know personally who cannot give answer. It depends on your decision, company success. Based on these management decisions, future of the company and its employees depends. One wrong move can make or break it. Important, you know. So this is very important. Let's do these 6 steps. We are going to do this, but you can put any situation in these 6 steps. Any situation, your personal situation as well. Starting from here. Okay. So let's make it simple. Let's say, what's your name? Qurban. Now, parents of Qurban have confronted him. He is dependent on them. For example, okay, I'm just using you as a reference. He lives with them, he is dependent on them. They confront him, you have to get married. Either you do that or you move out. So, what is the problem he has identified? Marriage. He doesn't want to get married. Now he will go to the second step, which is generate options. Come up with some excuses, plausible excuses. Okay, what would they be? Number 3, at least 3 or 4. He has to complete his studies first. Number 1. Number 2, Aisha, number 2. अभी पाँव पे खड़ा नहीं हुआ, जो कभी भी नहीं होता इंसान. ठीक है. What else? Yeah. Yes. No, but they have selected a lady, okay? Arranged marriage, okay? You have to get married to this. So, financial situation, study, okay? Okay, this he's interested somewhere else, same thing as that. What else, Shafkat? Atiya? Waqar? Suktai Sahab? Zishan? Don't like to get married. He has a problem. That's what you are trying to say? Don't bring that, okay, in here. So, okay, 3 or 4 things. Now he has come up with the options. He analyzed the option. If I say this, what will happen? If I say this, what will happen? He is analyzing. Junaid, you have already analyzed. If I say this, what will happen? Okay, if they kick me out of the house, can I support myself? Can I stay with the friend for a while? It would be a burden for him. Can I support that? I don't have a job right now. What would happen? So he has done all those things. Now he's in the 3rd step, he's doing that, analyzing his option. In the 4th option, he has to select one. Now is the time. Pros and cons, write it down. You want to go to USA for studies, what would be the pros? What would be the cons? Cons would be you would be away from your parents. Right? You have to do all the work over there yourself, while everything was done by a mother here or Masi. Right? You have to do everything over there yourself. These are the cons. What are the pros? You would get higher education. You would get a degree which would be valued back in Pakistan. A lot of things like that, pros and cons. So now is the time to select that option. Okay, Kambar? Select the option. And now implement the decision. Now you're facing the parents. With respect, okay? You have to maintain a decorum with the parents. Always respect them, not shout at them, but give them reasons, valid reasons for not getting married. It's not that you like someone, but financial is a good one, okay? I would not be able to support right now. Let me finish my study, find a job, and whatever you say, I'll do it. Okay? So you have to implement the decision. And after you have done it, for example, you're not married now. Evaluate and learn from the decision what happened. Maybe you left for USA. You promised your father and mother that you will get the degree and come back, and then whatever they say, we'll do it. Over there you find someone and you marry that person. Okay? Now your father and mother, they don't want anything to do with you. They don't want to even talk to you, to see you. So all these things are going on from here till here. And then again, learning from your experience, you can guide others similarly. Okay? You can guide others what happened to me. Maybe you left for USA and you met with an accident and you lost one of your legs. Khuda na khasta. Now you're thinking, evaluating what happened. A lot of things. And then you can guide others. Or maybe a new step you want to take, you can go through with this again. So this is 6 steps to managerial decision making process. Every single day a manager is facing these at workplace. If he goes through these processes, he will learn a lot and guide others, especially his team members. Right? Okay. Good management techniques are based on considering options and making an informed decision, same as those. Okay? Options. Consider your options and then make an informed decision. All right? Based on those options. Researchers have studied the managerial decision making process and have identified 6 stages that go into making an informed decision. The preceding one. Okay, we are going to talk each one of them one by one. I'll keep it short, and then we have 2 exercises. Group of 4 will do, which will reconfirm our belief in managerial decision making. You will learn something. Exercises are very important. It motivates you. It makes you active. Right? So, gathering information, establishing your objective. What is the problem that needs to be solved? This is the first thing that comes to mind. Okay? Your boss has given you something, so you should know what is the problem that needs to be solved. Not keep on going back again and again to that like it's happening in Iqra University, this campus. Everything, is going back to the director. He has hired managers. Sir, कितने लोटे चाहिए लोटे sir? कितने चाहिए? अच्छा ये लो भाई, इतने नहीं इतने. He is taking all the decisions. He is taking petty decisions, petty affairs, He is taking care of that while the managers are there. So delegation of power to solve the situation at your end. Don't keep on coming back to me. Why did I make you a manager in the first place? You manage the problem and try to find solutions to it. And then when you have a solution, then come back with your homework. So this is one of the things. What is affecting the situation as it stands now? Okay? Why can't we do it? How many people we need for this task? Whether it's a solo job or we need some people to do it. Division of labor, that's what it's called, right? What is the timeline in which the decision must be made? Timeline should be there. Timeline. Okay? Any example of that? Timeline from your workplace?
So whenever you assign or delegate anything to the field force or any your subordinate, you must mention the timeline that I am expecting your response till Monday or after that you mentioned.
Code and decode. Remember that? We did that. How can you decode it when the code is not complete and is understood by the decoder, your reader? So that's important. Okay? So deadline should be there. Otherwise it will keep on dragging. and nobody is going to take a decision. Can anyone else help me in this decision? Taking that example, preceding one, okay? So the guy who doesn't want to get married, he might seek help from his friends or relatives and seek their opinion as well. I want to do this, is this right or wrong? What would be the repercussions for me if I don't marry? Right? Who will be affected by this decision? In that case, it was the parents. At your workplace, somebody else. You would be affected yourself. You have been given a task and a timeline to make a decision on your own, and you are not. Should I involve them in the process or take decision alone? This is another thing, you know. The one who can take risk will take the decision alone and face the music. This is the term they use. Face the music. That means face the consequences, whatever the consequences. In the next session, next week, we'll learn styles of leaders which the managers can adapt. Okay? Important. So identifying alternative without choosing one. At this stage, you don't choose. You identify. The first stage. Okay? First stage, you identify the options. Not to focus on coming up with the right answers. There is no right answers. Okay? But to identify all the possible alternatives. Example, anyone? Any example, Kambar?
Before like before launching a product, a brand, market, so what we do mostly, we compile information and then we discuss without solution what will happen. So not we are practicalizing that we'll launch it or not. First we are analyzing that data, that we're discussing that problem, like a disease, like stroke, a disease. We discussed that this is the problem in Pakistan, how much percentage people suffering from the stroke. So this is what kind of problem we will discuss, and then we will the next step.
A patient has come in at AKU, right? He has heart problems. So what does the doctor do first? Yeah, so that would come into identifying alternatives. Okay, based on that history, what are the alternatives? Angioplasty, angiography, or bypass? And now they have another instrument, new one. You don't open the heart. They just insert something. It's a new machine over there, new innovation. And they change the valve or something. Amazing. You don't have to go outside. Just do it here. So all these alternatives, you know, they have. They have not chosen one, but they are identifying what is the best thing to do based on the history. Comparing and evaluating alternatives. Now they do that. For example, look at this guy. Alligators everywhere. And he has only a briefcase to defend himself. What would be, how would he evaluate his alternatives? Can I jump over them? Should I hit them with the briefcase? Or call for help? There are different alternatives. Right? So evaluate them in terms of feasibility, risk. Okay? If I do this, what will happen? They might bite me, eat me alive. Risk is associated with that. Okay? If I say that I made this decision, my boss may kick me out. I will lose the job. These are the risks you have to take. Anticipate the outcomes of each solution and the impact it will have on other sectors. Your decision will impact others as well. In a company I was working, I won't name the company, the problem was that people were sitting late, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And that means costing money to the company, overpay, overtime. The peons were there with the managers, air conditions, electricity bills, internet bills. It was costing. I sat with an accountant. The CEO said, how can we save money? I sat with the accountant, how much is costing us? 5 lakh rupees every month. That means 60 lakh rupees a year. So what is the solution? There are stakeholders. Stakeholders would be the top leadership, management, okay? How will we convince them? And the people who are getting affected, employees. So you have to take them on board. And the management will come on board only in terms of money. When you tell them you're saving money. If you tell them, it's for the health of the employees, I'm doing this. No, they don't care. Let them rot. Who cares? We hired them, that's it. They can find somewhere else to work. So if you tell them, so I had to do this, I gave a presentation, how much money we can save in terms of this, and who are the people, identified the people who are costing us this much money, so that's it. They were on board. So now I have to talk to the employees as well. They were not happy. Because when money is going in, they're happy. When you take money out, from them, what's happening with the current situation, political situation? Same thing. When you want the money back from them, that's when the trouble starts. If you tell them, okay, whatever you have taken is yours, but don't do it again, they will be happy. So that was the thing. Everything was coming in, a lot of money. So we actually, in a joint meeting, we told them that you would be spending time on your family. You don't have family time. What time you go home? I go home at 9. What time you go home? I go home at 10. Do you spend time with your family? No, I just go and eat and sleep. That's it. And come back in the morning. Is that quality time? You're losing on your family. Okay? That's important. And also remember health. There were 3 managers, 27, 28, under 30. One had bypass surgery. One had high blood pressure and cholesterol, angioplasty done on him. Others were suffering. They were gaining fat, And what were they doing? Eating junk food. They were ordering junk food from outside. And they were sitting there. And they were wasting time. 9 to 5, they were just chatting, doing nothing. They would start their work after 5. So the solution we told them is that you do these things, we are going to start shutting off lights from 5 o'clock. Whether you like it or not. This is the top management policy. Either do that or whatever is your option. At first it was difficult for them, but we also started leaving at 5 o'clock. So now they knew that we have to work from 9 to 5. They started finishing their task within that time. And we saved so much money. So this is the example I gave you. I'm sure that you also have a lot of examples to give. Making a choice. Now you have to make a choice. You are alone at times. Alone. Nobody is with you. Okay. There's a Urdu Muhavra also, I don't remember. Meetha meetha hap hap, kadwa kadwa thu thu. Okay, nobody is with you. When your bedtime comes, everyone just distance themselves. So you are standing alone. And that's the path to leadership. A manager can be a leader. We are going to talk about it in the next class. If he follows certain things, certain traits. So making a choice, it's time to show your management style, put your decision-making power to the test and choose a course of action. Now you have to. Okay? There's no choice. Otherwise, you just work under a manager. Don't be a manager. Because he's facing the music. But those people, who used to come to me, I was head of HR, they would say, we've been working here for 20 years, sir. We didn't get any promotion. I knew why they were not getting. Because every time something is given to them, they are standing like a clerk. Sir, how to do this? How to do this? Sir, can I do this? Can I do this? Managers takes initiative. And initiative, you don't ask for permission. That's what initiative is. On your own, proactiveness. What is that? So you have to make a choice to move up the ladder. Since you have thought through all of the factors, you will be well prepared to defend the choice you have made with a reasonable argument before senior management like CEO or board. Now you are standing there. I saw many of them, senior managers standing there before the board and they can't speak. Number one is that they don't have the presentation skills needed. And number two, they couldn't defend themselves because they didn't take the decisions. One more thing I'll teach you. This is from my own personal experience. Maybe you will agree or not. When you go face the top leadership, they know in black and white. They have been through that time that you are going through. So don't speak lie. Don't come up with an excuse. Admit to your fault and try to correct yourself. And they will overlook. Whenever you say, sir, actually this happened, that's when the trouble starts. Okay? Being late consistently and you're coming with excuses one after another, they know it. Don't do that. Implementing your decision, that's another stage. You're coming to the end now. Now that you have made the choice, it is time to implement your infrastructure to support your decision. Okay? At your end, like you are head of department, HOD, or you are line manager or staff manager, at your level, respective level, you have to make certain decisions. Okay? Staff manager is below line manager and then HOD. Like remember in the MCQs, you got stuck. It was very easy. Everything from the slides. Hera got how much? 18? Hera got 18. Why? What's his? Aisha got so much. Very high marks. Why? How? How is that possible? Well, you didn't get it. Ask them. How did they study? And Chuktai Sahab also got high marks. Right? Ask them. They are sitting in this class, just like you. How can they be different? It doesn't cost you anything. Just get up and ask them. I would like to know, how did you study? What was your method of study? And they will tell you, we just looked at the slides and it was there. Am I right or wrong? But that's okay, no problem. Next time around. This is where your well-considered, fully informed decision emerges as it is transferred from an abstract idea into a concrete plan of action. Now you're taking it. Try to take decision at your end. Okay? Sometimes we get lost when we keep on asking others' opinions. People discourage you most. You have to take a stand at one time. After you listening to everything, okay? Like for example, your marriage, if you consider taking decisions of others, there will be different opinions of others. There will be different opinions coming in. नहीं, कभी नहीं करना, मर जाओगे. ठीक है ना? बर्बाद हो जाओगे. शादी खाना बर्बादी. Right? They will say that. Somebody said, नहीं, it's very nice. You have to have someone, and your wife always stands with you at the end. Always go for it. And your parents are the best deciders. Somebody will give this. Now you are more confused. What to do? Go here, go there. At one time you have to take decision. Similarly with the manager. If he has formed a team of 5 people, they are giving him different, inputs. And he's lost. He has to decide. Checking, evaluating your decision. This is important phase. Without this, nothing is complete. Now you have taken the decision. For example, you went into the room, interview room, and you made mistakes. You were so nervous, you sat down without saying hi to them or Assalamu alaikum, just sat down like this. Yeah. You were nervous, and maybe that thing, in the back of their mind, that was the thing, that he's a nervous guy, he will not be able to perform. He's coming for managerial role. Now in the next interview, you evaluate that and you will not do that. Evaluate all the things. Maybe there was a gap in the resume, 1 year, and you forgot. You did not fill it up, and you don't have any excuse for that. They asked you and you didn't know. Really? There's a gap there? What did you do in that period? Now you don't have an answer for that. Okay? I was looking for marriage, a partner or something for 1 year, right? I failed miserably. You can say anything, but you learn from it. Now you evaluate, and next time around, maybe you will fail again. Doesn't matter. It's not the end of line. You keep on applying. And now you have to apply more places. 10 places you apply, you will not get any answer. Maybe 100 places you apply, you will get 5 replies. This is the ratio now. So many candidates. Maybe more capable than you. Maybe willing to work at less pay. Like how they are eradicating from UAE the Pakistani people, the Indians and the Bangladeshis. They know the psyche of the Arabs. They are saying that, okay, Pakistani may work for 20,000 dirham, I'll work for 5,000. And I'll do extra work also. That's what they're doing. That's how they are. They don't want to hire Pakistanis because Pakistani says, I have an education, I have a degree. I got this much and I can make this difference. I need this much money. The Bangladeshis and Indians, they say, we'll work for 1/3 of that pay. 10,000, we'll work for 2,000. No problem. And we'll do extra work for you. Maybe deliver groceries to your home. That's what they're doing. Pakistani considered demeaning, degrading. They don't want to do that. So evaluate your decisions. Okay. The final step in the managerial process is where you evaluate your choice to see whether or not it is answering the problem identified in step 1. Remember the step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You do that. Evaluate. That's very important. You have taken the decision. What are the consequences? What have you learned from those consequences? Like, for example, you are working at that school. And before quitting, did you consider all these things? Inadvertently, he did. Now he's coming to know through theoretical aspects what he did. But he did. Okay? If I quit, maybe they will counter offer me. There was a possibility, and they must have done it. Then they realize your potential. You are working for 10 years, dedicatedly, hard-working, and they didn't realize that. How is that possible? And now you say that you want to leave. They said, no, we'll give you matching offer, or better than that. Okay? So now you have joined that Aman. So you must be doing this, evaluating your decision. Whether it was a good decision, bad decision, or ugly decision. That's, 3 things. It's not working out for me, it's working out for me, and I might apply somewhere else based on this organization. Now they are in the limelight again. Remember? what's happening in the news. So perhaps this is the most important stage, because this is where you will take or give credit for something that worked well and admit that your reasoning was flawed. Very difficult. Give credit to whom? Your team members, not to you. Otherwise, that manager will never change to a leader. He will remain a manager. If you're not giving credit to your team members, you're not taking their opinions into view. That's what I tell you. Take everyone's opinion when you're doing exercise. And reasoning is flawed, then you take the blame. And you cover up for your team. It was my decision at the end. I did it. What's the worst thing that can happen? Maybe they'll tell you, okay, don't do it again. Or you learn from that. All right? Maybe for a day or two they will not talk to you. Then they will start talking to you. But because you took the decision, and you cover up for your people, they know this, the senior management. He has leadership potential. After you leave the room, they know. Whether he is now ready to move up to the ladder or stay at the same place or go down. This is important thing. Checking re-evaluation. If it has not met the need, you identified step 1, go back to previous stage and re-evaluate again. Okay, go back. For instance, the decision may have been the correct one, but the plan in step 5 was implemented poorly. So go back. Go back and correct that. Or perhaps there were consequences you did not anticipate. In that case, go back to step 2 and 3 and identify some additional alternatives. Okay? Maybe the alternatives I told you about your situation, there were 3. Maybe there are 3 more. Maybe now you will consult your friends as well. You consulted your relatives and they came up with limited options. Now you will consult your friends. Maybe consult your teachers. Take their views, and then you will be in a better position to make a decision. This keeps on going. Right, Sidra? Important. Right, Sidra? Right? So, conclusion. See, short lecture. Nothing to worry about. We keep it simple. In all high-level decision making, the choices you make could affect the future path of the company and its employees, both individually and as a group. Whatever decision you make, it affects other employees. Like the decision we made, CEO and I, was to shut off the lights. And there will be those who hate the HR. Okay? They will talk behind us. But for the betterment of the company, we have to do it. Right? It is affecting them. But then ultimately they realize that after 6 months, yeah, we are now spending more time, and we have time to walk also for the first time. Okay, go to the park and walk. And spend on our health. And spend time with our children. We don't get to see them because when we are going back at 10 o'clock, they're sleeping. In the morning, we just say hi and hello and then go. And they were even coming on Saturdays. And one day you can't do anything. If it's one day a week, you can't do anything. Because even if you take your family, for example, on outing like to Beria town, to Denzu, you spend a whole day there. And you get so tired in the morning, you don't want to go back, so you need 2 days off. So then we had 2 days. 2 days off. And once I convinced a CEO who was a SAT to give them alternative Saturday off. He said, no Saturdays off. I said, give them alternative Saturdays. One Saturday they will come. Even in schools they have, if you're in school, they have this policy. One Saturday off for the staff and one Saturday they have to come. Right? You want to make the most informed choices at each step of the way. So working through the 6 steps of the managerial decision-making process ensures that you don't get stuck on the wrong alternative or an alternative that cannot actually be implemented. Right? So 6 steps. Put all your decision through that and you'll see you are well informed. Don't just make decision like that. Maybe these 6 steps can be done within a matter of minutes also. While you are sitting there, you can also put all those options and everything, alternatives, and then make a decision. You can do that. If you're well informed, then you can do it. You can make choices, alternatives, and make decision and evaluate that, whatever you have said. It's easy this way. All right. So references, that's what I got it from. Some tips on, most of you have already completed your